Yo, what's up with y'all, man? I hope you're doing good. If you're new and you're a fan of the NBA, subscribe to this channel, so let's get straight into it.
Like it's Minute Maid, hijack 4, renegade, 24, number 8, Kobe shit fade away, ballin' since 11th grade, still in school, let them hate.
Actually, right before we hop in today's vibe-worthy video, let's first mention today's sponsor, Game Day Jerseys. Now, if you've been around here for a minute, which most of you haven't, I'm guessing, they aren't new around here. 99% of the jerseys that you see on my wall come from them. If you're looking to spice up your rooms by adding jerseys to your wall or even your outfits, go ahead and purchase from them. Get any current day jersey you want or even throwbacks because they got those in stock too. They also added NBA shorts and inventory too. Go ahead and purchase from the homies, them if interested. And when you do decide to hit them up on either Twitter or Instagram, make sure that you go ahead and use the code Mojo99 for $5 off of your purchase. X Factors, these are the difference makers. The pieces that just happen to be the most unpredictable ones. These specific type of players can change life for certain teams if and only if everything goes right, which just doesn't happen most of the time. That's just called life. These type of players are called X Factors for a reason. If everything pans out, it'll be all sunshine and rainbows. If things don't end up going as planned, then we'll call that failure predictable. But that uncertainty behind these young players who could very well become stars is what makes this topic and the term X Factor such a fun topic to cover in the first place. It's a thrill that we all love to watch as the years go on. So let's run down through some of the dangerous young X Factors in the NBA today. Coming out of high school, one of the most tempting players was Cam Reddish. The Swifty forward was sensational and had so much baggage attached to his name. The word around the street was that Cam was the real deal. He gave everyone problems once he stepped onto that hardwood. Cameron Reddish was that dude back in the day, but since then he just hasn't had that same intimidating feel to him. When he was on the court and the ball was in his hands, it felt like everything was gonna be okay. These last 2 years of his professional basketball career just hasn't been the same though. His college run at Duke, as we all know, had so many ups and downs, and he had one of the more disappointing seasons as a top-rated prospect. Now, these disappointments could be attributed to several things, but the point still stands, he was not looking too hot at all. But because of his irresistible potential, he still found a way to be one of the most wanted products out of college. That definitely happened for a reason. Cam Reddish has potential to be an all-star in the right situation. His athleticism, pull-up shooting, willingness to attack the rim, and just all-around play style makes him possibly the most fitting player for this X Factor term. He's currently in a situation that may not be in dire need of him reaching his full potential, but by him doing so would literally make life so much easier for everyone on the court. The possibility of Cam Reddish eventually being the second best player on this team is real and isn't far-fetched at all. Out of every single player on this roster currently, the only player that has more long-term value than Cameron Reddish is Trae Young. Nobody right now on this team, and maybe even in the draft depending on where we select, has more potential than that man Cam Reddish. His scoring and creating ability is what will put the Hawks in the perfect position to actually contend for a title one day. Now, he still would be a difference maker if he came off the bench averaging like 13 points per game, don't get me wrong, but him starting at the 2 or 3 while being a 20-point per game scorer who can run the offense is Atlanta's dream scenario. Cam Reddish is a risk. Literally all of the combos that we had just now are based on hypotheticals, but that hypothetical right there is what sets him apart from all his peers. The general population's X Factor in the NBA tends to be Bol Bol, the 7'2" super lengthy center who has that demigod feel to him. What makes him such an exciting X Factor is that each and every single demigod type of player in the league these last few years usually haven't worked out. The only successful ones that we've seen pan out in recent history is Kevin Durant and Kristaps Porzingis. But hey, that man Kevin Durant is 31 years old, going on 32 in September. And to be quite honest with you right now, Kristaps Porzingis just isn't doing it for most of us right now. He's kind of old news even though he's still young. We all need our fix as a group of addicts, and all the fiends have ran towards the Bol Bol hype train. He's the next 7-footer to do guard-like things at an elite level. He has a decent handle, a hard-to-contest shot, and a package of moves that allow him to be one of the better scoring bigs in the NBA one day. All that sounds wonderful, but just like the last player that we just talked about, Bol Bol has issues that make his potential seem unsafe and uneasy. Bol Bol's durability and ability to take contact is why so many aren't sold on his potential. Nobody but the Denver Nuggets, at least. They themselves fully understood the major risk that comes with Bol Bol. He could either be really damn mid or really damn good for this team. That's all I see him as, the icing on the cake. If he isn't the icing on the cake, then I can see him being silverware. He's a utensil because he's hella useful, but he's not vital. People are capable eating with their hands. With that being said, no, I don't eat with my hands. Ew. Bol Bol might actually be not only figuratively, but literally the biggest X factor out of everyone in the NBA. Bol Bol's and MPJ's outcome is what could make Denver an unstoppable team one day. And that's pretty scary if you ask me, because the Denver Nuggets are already a well-respected team in the NBA. An offense featuring Jokic, MPJ, Bol Bol, and Jamal Murray is obnoxiously good. One of the most low-key X factors in the league lies in Boston. Just a couple of years ago, they drafted a center by the name of Robert Williams. And as we speak right now, the weakest position on the Boston Celtics is the center spot. Now, it is possible that they find major success with Daniel Tice starting at center, because he is respectable and on the lowest key underrated, but with all that being said, I still feel like he isn't the preferred option. Something that should be more stable for them is the big body 5 that they got. Robert's athleticism gives him a chance to be an elite defender that the Boston Celtics have been looking for years. Specifically, a defender who could at least do something for guys like Joel Embiid on the court. Point in time for Robert, it's literally all about development and how fast he can pick up reading offense. He's not like Cam Reddish or Bol Bol. This man wasn't blessed with hella talent. Robert is the inverse of that. He's physically ready to do some damage right now, but he may not be there mentally. The Miami Heat in the past few years, as we all know, have done a great job rebuilding and have so many pieces that they just found on accident that actually turned out to be gems. Going from being really mid post LeBron to an actually good and respectable team now. In my mind though, one of the two things that could happen to take Miami to another level is of course a massive free agent signing, but what's more likely in my mind is the possibility of someone on the roster going up. That someone that I'm talking about right now is Tyler Herro. He has the chance to evolve into a perennial all-star. That'll open so many doors for Miami because they have that ability to attract talented players. So Tyler would more so be more beneficial to them from a free agent standpoint, or even a potential trade package for another star. Tyler's confidence in my mind is what sets him apart from so many young players in the league. If someone like Cam Reddish had Tyler Herro's confidence on the court from day one, then there would be no such thing as struggle for him on the court. Aside from Tyler's confidence, his creating, playmaking, and shooting is what will allow him to break into that all-star category. But that's if and only if he remains determined. Now, I really don't know why I think like this and why I'm thinking about this, but there's just something about Tyler Herro that doesn't sit right with me. What doesn't sit right is the fact that he's giving me Kyle Kuzma type vibes. These players are supposed to be great, but they've allowed their distractions become greater than their actual goal. Personality wise and how they move off of the court, they're hella similar to me. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, and maybe I just lost hella credibility. Or maybe I could potentially gain some by looking at this video 3 years from now and seeing where Tyler is at and how he's acting off of the court. I just gave you guys 4 young X factors around the league. Now keep in mind that these are just some of the few prospects that came in mind in the making of this video. Something else that's been in my mind and also most definitely should be in yours too is game day jerseys. Don't forget to hit them up and set your order up on either Twitter or on Instagram. And use code MOJO99 for $5 off of your first purchase. You know what? I'm just thinking a lot today. Something else has been on my mind as well. And you know what that is? I'm about to tell you. The new and improved and revamped podcast that I'm featured on with Rusty Buckets, the Mojo or the Rusty and Mojo show. Why is it on my mind? Well, I can't explain it for myself right now. But what I'm going to do is give you 2 to 3 minutes worth of reasons why you should go ahead and check it out and subscribe to it.
So I want to have a fun time. So I don't know.
I want to do both at once. I want to leave an impact and also, you know, make my Willie happy at night.
So you're just going to be like, go get the racist. All right. Get over here.
Yeah, exactly. While y'all do that, I'm gonna have some of these around me, a bunch of baddies around me. Sounds selfish, but hey,
okay.
It's the truth.
What are your hobbies besides for basketball? For me, I don't even really have one anymore. This is all I do, which I realize saying out loud is kind of depressing.
Okay. Okay. So for me, outside of basketball, whenever I'm not watching basketball, or, you know, making videos and whatnot, I'm probably working out, or You still not subbed? What is wrong with you? You still looking at me right now and you not subbed to that channel? Bro, I ain't gonna lie. You's kind of weird. This is the end of the video though, man. I really do appreciate you for coming over here on my channel and seeing what I have to talk about today. Go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and do all that good stuff on this video. But out of everything that I just said, I really do hope that you make your day great. I'll get right with you.
No way, remember back when I couldn't get a play, no home, I ain't have a place to stay, I got to work, made the surf, free the way, told my girl who'd ever thought.